You know, whenever you get into a new hobby, there is one thing about that hobby that elevates it even more and makes it amazing. And then there's another thing about that hobby that just makes it really shitty. And those two things are the exact same thing. That's the other people. I'm talking about you. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. So first, we're going to... What are we going to do? Fuck me. Now, the last thing I've seen is, for the most part, Peter... So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the 5 reasons that other statue... I'm not drunk. It's great. I think here we do... Just made that up right now. And first I'm going to go over 5 things that make the hobby... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Get it fucking out of your mouth. That's what she said. Hey everyone, welcome to another statue-related countdown. So today we are talking about other people within the statue collecting community. And as I said in the intro, I say that all the time during a video. As I said in the intro. It's kind of redundant. What I just said recently is that one of the great things about the hobby is the other collectors. Here we are, let's face it, boys with toys, girls with curls, nerds with birds. Here we are, big collecting geeks. And we find other people, and it can be amazing. It can elevate the hobby even more. It can make it a lot more fun. But on the same point, some of those people can make the hobby a lot worse. So today's a top 10 countdown. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the 5 reasons why other collectors in the hobby make it great. So really the best things about the statue community. And then after that, we're going to take 5 things that are the worst things about the statue community. So these are in no particular order. Starting with number 1 of what are the best things about the statue community is they watch out for each other. They really do. You can see this when people are trying to get scammed. They instantly let everybody else know. They'll caution them on certain things, but I think people generally watch out for each other for the most part. I think that's pretty cool considering most of this hobby is done virtually and online. It's nice to see that in the human spirit. Number 2 is just the fact you get to meet different people. You know, I've had this video planned for about 2 weeks or so, and ironically, last night I had dinner with another fellow collector, and it's one I've only known virtually. But we had an amazing time. It was awesome to connect in real life, talk about not only collectibles, but other real things as well. So you get to meet people from different circles, different points of view, yet you have this awesome thing in common, and you get to build these great relationships. So I think that's the second best thing about the statue community. Number 3 is, while people watch out for each other, they also love to share new information. The second something is dropping, if you're on any type of social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, forums, you know. And not only information about like new releases, but shipping. You don't have to go looking things up. You can get an answer pretty quickly. On a side note, if you're in some type of forum or group, especially sports groups, and you want to know what time the game is, fucking Google it. Don't post the question in the group. Sorry, pet peeve of mine. Number 4, and I think this is probably the biggest one, even though they're not in order, they think like you. I think most people can agree if they collect comics or statues or something else, and someone comes in, you're expecting them to be amazed. They're not. They're just like, wow, this is neat, but it's weird. Where other people will come in enamored. I know a few of the other collections I've toured, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, despite the fact I have a good-sized collection. So these people think like you, what excites them excites you, and they just get it. One of us, right? Now, the last thing I've seen is, for the most part, all of us started getting into statue collecting at one time, whether it was a year ago or 10 years ago, or some of you even farther than that. I think we're pretty welcoming to newcomers on educating them about things that go on. I mean, I remember when I started, social media wasn't as prevalent, but still, you always were a little worried to ask certain questions, like what does OG mean? Some people, after watching thousands of my videos, Cody, still don't know what scale means. And I think for the most part, people like to help them out and they welcome new members. That's pretty neat to see. Plus, it's also blood in the water of people we can sell our statues to, right? All right, so these are the 5 things, and one of the ones I didn't put on here are scammers. Scammers are the absolute worst part of the hobby. They're the worst part of the statue community, but I don't really consider those people part of the statue community. They're just pieces of shit that should eat a bag of dicks. So the 5 things I chose that are the worst part of the statue community, again, this is in no particular order. Number 1, drama. Oh my God, it's like high school girls in here sometimes. These people love drama, they love to point it out, they love to seek it out. I think it has got better in the last few years, but maybe that's because I've distanced myself a little bit more. But the statue community is full of drama queens without a doubt. Number 2, we're pretty immature. Like I said, boys with toys. And I said we because I'm a guy who does dick jokes all the time. So sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes that immature part isn't just about comedy. But some of these people act like babies. I think it's due to that immaturity. But again, this is kind of our childhood nature coming out. So immaturity is the second worst part of the statue community. Number 3 is perceived competition. People think that you're competing to have the best statue or the best statue setup or the most statues. There's no competition here. Ronnie Stark is the winner of all those categories. I'm half joking, but half not. But there is no competition, but people think it's a competition. I talk about all the time, why the fuck do you care what other people have? Why do you care how they display it? And I love hearing people say, I don't care, but you shouldn't do this, but I do it. This weird concept of perceived competition on we have to get the statue first, we have to have the most statues, we have to have the best statues, we have to display them the best. Why? There's no fucking gold medal for you if you do. It just shows you're bad with money. Number 4, people are so impatient in this hobby. One of the things I hate the most, I remember back when I was in the Sideshow group before they kicked me out, people would post they got a delay notice from Sideshow for a month, and you would have thought someone killed their dog. I mean, like John Wick's dog. People are so impatient. You know, recently I talked about it in this video about economy and expedited shipping. That's another example as well. The impatience in this community is crazy nuts, especially knowing it's a hobby built on patience because you have to wait years and years to actually get your statue. Number 5. This is probably evident in most hobbies because it's more of a social media thing, but there are a lot of keyboard warriors here. And, I call them cowardly keyboard warriors, and I've said this in hater videos before, which you guys don't watch anymore. It kind of makes me sad. The haters don't watch anymore. But it's the point where people will say something digitally that they would never say in real life. And I've said this many times. Like, I've had people insult my family before. And it's like, that's stuff you don't say to somebody in real life because if you did, they would pull out a gun and shoot you. So cowardly keyboard warriors is the last thing that's bad about the statue community. But again, I've seen less and less of that, but maybe it's because I'm kind of pulling myself out of that because it's just too much drama. What did I miss? Throw that down in the comments below. What's some of the best things and some of the worst things? Try and pick one of each. Throw that in the comments. I love to interact with you guys. I talked about that's one of the best parts of it, of this hobby. So throw that down in the comments so I can read it, and you can read it, and you can read others, and you might win a statue. I don't know why I'm doing this. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name's Mr. X, if you didn't catch that. No, seriously, I really appreciate you guys. That was a dumb extra. All right, just hit like and subscribe. Then take care of yourself.